Hello and welcome to another Customer Insights and Experience here. Today we have a special guest here, Jeremy Wanamaker from Complete Networks, and he's here to share some of his insights in being a leader and entrepreneur in the MSP space, and also his experience in working with Jumpfactor as a lead generation partner. Welcome, Jeremy. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Zamir.
Excellent. So I'll share a little bit of a background about Complete Networks. Complete Networks started in 2007, about 16 years ago, and Jeremy is the founder and CEO of the firm. He's grown the organization to 50 plus employees, and over the years, the firm has won many different awards, including the Inc. 5000 6 to 7 times, the MSP 501 award, and many other industry awards, including the CRN Channel Awards. Jeremy comes from the corporate world, decided to take the leap and build out his MSP. And of course, in that regard, had looked at many different options. So perhaps, Jeremy, you can share from your perspective, what was sort of, first of all, what do you guys focus on as a business in terms of your target market and anything, specific about your responsibility?
Yeah, so we focus on the SMB space. We're not vertically targeting any specific verticals, but we do look for high value verticals. So really, it's professional services, architecture, engineering, manufacturing, financial services, healthcare, legal, uh, any types of businesses where they place a high value on quality IT and uptime. And so yeah, that's where we focus our efforts. And because we're not vertically targeted, we found it to be challenging to do marketing in the past. And happy to be with Jumpfactor today.
Wonderful. And so it looks like we started and partnered together not too long ago. It was September of last year, so just under a year still. And what sort of led you to partner with Jump Factor? And maybe you can share a little bit about what was your approach before that from a
Yeah.
sales and marketing perspective.
Yeah, so we've always outsourced our marketing. We've been with several different firms over the years. And the one thing that we've struggled with prior to Jump Factor is consistent results and a return on investment from our marketing efforts. Uh, the firms that we've worked with in the past, they've done some good work for us. They've done our website, they've helped us develop collateral, various marketing initiatives, but it never yielded a financial return. And that's what we always felt like we were missing. So when we started exploring working with a new marketing firm and started talking to Jump Factor, the one thing that stood out to me was the financially backed guarantee. And so Jump Factor was willing to put their money where their mouth was, so to speak, and promised lead delivery. And if they didn't deliver the leads, then there would be some financial disincentive for them. So we thought that was a good alignment of business interests. We felt like they're either going to do what they say they're going to do, or they're going to owe us money at the end of the year. So we were excited and anticipating that they would live up to their word.
Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, over the years, our team has really fine-tuned the program and expanded the offering to include, as I was sharing earlier, outbound as well. And so in some cases, we're able to offer this type of guarantee that really helps remove some of the risk and kind of align our incentives and so on. So we're happy that you and you were able to come on board. And so if we kind of fast forward today, just to share some insights for the audience here, the site started out with a mostly branded rankings, about 348 keywords ranking, and now it ranks for over 1,700. And so the site has definitely gained a lot of visibility. That's resulted in increased lead flow. Leads have gone from about 0 to 1 leads, very inconsistent flow monthly, to now it looks like 9+ and growing in terms of bottom of funnel sales, qualified leads, or people expressing interest that can potentially move into an opportunity stage. And I see some from the notes that you guys have closed in the first 5 months a couple of deals and about $300,000 in lifetime value. And you have several more deals in the pipeline. So that's fantastic. One of the things that would be great to understand is, how has this changed your sales process now that you have consistent leads coming in the door? How do you approach things differently, let's say, compared to what you guys used to do before?
Yeah, well, I think our sales team, our business development managers, they're certainly excited to be getting inbound leads because they've always been responsible for generating their own leads through outbound efforts. But now we're able to supplement that with inbound leads, and those 9 leads per month. We've got a 3-person sales team responsible for finding new logos. So that means they're each averaging about 3 leads a month, and and growing. And so, having those additional 3 leads, in addition to the leads that they're finding through their outbound efforts, really over time has a multiplying effect on the number of deals that they close.
Yeah, that's amazing. And yeah, it's always good, we find, to keep the sales team, occupied with multiple channels and sources of leads. It also keeps them excited. Sometimes it can be a bit of a burnout to just be going outbound and chasing. So this gives them a little bit of, added motivation. The inbound leads, of course, tend to be a little hotter and close potentially faster and so on, because they're actual hot inquiries. And so, of course, driving results is one thing that's important. And we see that, of course, this yielded some good impact in a fairly short time, and now that's ramping up. And as you mentioned, you have several deals in the pipe. But of course, we have to be able to work well together as a team, and that's what's one of the big things that's important is how you engage with your marketing partner. And so, any insights you can share on how it's been working with the team from a project management perspective and responsiveness, from your experience so far?
Yeah, I think one of the really good things about working with Jumpfactor and the team is the process that they follow in terms of having the regular meeting cadence, going through a standard process of looking at the leads, looking at the activities, reviewing the work that's been done in the previous month, and then as we're looking at the leads, qualifying them, saying yes, this was a lead, no, this wasn't a lead, this was just somebody randomly calling, and then keeping track of those. We get to validate the leads that come in. And so, yeah, just those biweekly calls with our account manager have been very effective. It helps me to see the value, helps me to see the effort that's being put in to our account, and and it's all led by Jumpfactor. We don't have to chase them. I don't have to chase my account manager. He reaches out to me and is proactive in scheduling the meetings and going through the information and leads that we need to work through.
Yeah, that's great. You hit on something key. And that's one thing we've noticed, oddly too, is a lot of clients that had worked with other agencies in the past, it was very much focused on sort of superficial metrics, rankings, traffic. And of course, our goal is always just to make sure, are we getting you actual high quality leads? And we want to verify those, make sure that they're being followed up on. So we'll literally bring them all each up and get, like you said, cross reference on, was it a good lead? And then we try to help, to see if we're making sure that we're closing a good percentage. It sounds like you have a good process in place, and you have a 3 BDRs following up on these fairly aggressively. Um, and so, in terms of the expertise and knowledge, of course, we develop a strategy. There's content, SEO, all these different components that have to be put in place, and you've worked with the team to have those all rolled out, and that yield the outcome. How have you found the expertise and knowledge of the team as we've been working through those things in the several months that's passed?
Yeah, well, somebody with a IT background, marketing is a black box to me. It's very opaque, and so I can only judge the results of, or the efforts that are being put into marketing through the results. And there's a lot of trust from my side, but then we're able to verify, and that's one of the things I like with Jumpfactor is because we're getting these tangible results, new accounts, leads, a full pipeline. I don't have to sort of make a judgment call as to whether they're effective at what they're doing. I can see the results. And so, although it's hard for me to understand all the things that are going into the marketing efforts and SEO and keeping up with how Google does their page rank and all of those sorts of things, it's not something I'm an expert at by any means. Um, but Jump
Yeah.
Factor is delivering, and the efforts that they're making are yielding results. So it leads to a high level of trust with the team.
Wonderful. I'm glad. Great to hear that. And yeah, it's fairly common. A lot of our clients, are very good in the technical and business side, not marketers. And so they are looking for a really strong partner, and we're happy to be able to kind of be that turnkey solution provider. And like you said, the end result most often is just really get us the leads, and that's what we deliver. Whatever, channels and tactics we have to use. So, any other deliverables or outputs and benefits that you've seen from working with Jumpfactor, obviously aside from the actual revenue that's coming in?
Yeah, so one of the things that we appreciate is jump factor. The inbound phone leads, they're actually recording the inbound phone leads, and we're able to listen to those recordings. And we have if we miss a phone recording, jump factor is playing it and saying, hey, did you follow up with this person? That has happened a couple of times where for whatever reason our BDRs missed an inbound phone call. We caught it in the account review, and then we were able to follow up. So those phone recordings, and then there's a website tracker that we also have that we use in addition to our CRM website tracker. So we've got two sources for that, and we've identified some prospects that way as well. So the technology is very cool.
Well, that's great. So you're referring to the visitor identification, I believe, which we
That's
provide.
right.
And so, yeah, that's, it's we found several of our clients are using that, and just for the viewers, we identify the companies that come to the website, in some cases the actual contacts, which you can find and then reach out in a fairly short window. And sometimes you're able to reach people as they're on the site, and it turns into a really, good opportunity where they may not have filled out a form, but they were still in the market, and maybe they got busy, or for whatever reason. A lot of prospects today like to do their research well in advance and thoroughly before they actually get in touch with someone. And so we're always encouraging to actually reach out and bridge that gap, make the connection, because it can lead to you making sure you are part of that decision process and being part of the bidders for that opportunity. So that's great to hear that you guys are using that, and able to leverage that for some opportunities. The One of the things that's obviously great to hear is, we're getting ROI, but for another MSP owner or marketing executive at an MSP, they're often, overwhelmed with all the different options of what to try in terms of sales and marketing and outbound and agency versus freelancers. Any recommendations or thoughts that you have in terms of somebody looking for a partner and what you think they should consider? What would be important?
Yeah, I do think it's hard as an MSP owner to evaluate all the different marketing options that are out there. Jump Factor really sold me on this idea that SEO and inbound are critical to success, and we found that to be true because we're finding opportunities, uh, inbound opportunities from organizations that a year ago would not have found us because we weren't at the top of the Google list for the search terms that they're searching on. So I think putting effort and work into SEO is something that yields a great ROI versus something like just ad spend. We've tried that in the past. We spent a lot of money on Google ads with almost no results. The organic leads seem to work a lot better than the paid ads in my experience. And I would say, for any other MSP owners out there, focus on your organic rankings because you've got to invest more on the front end, but it yields better results over the long term.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And we touched on a little bit earlier too. Is there's the leads that will come in from the organic traffic, which where they fill out a form or make a phone call. But there's also a big layer of potentially untapped opportunity in the visitor identification. So obviously, as you get more quality traffic, there's more identified visitors, which essentially are become sort of a good target list there. And so that's great. I think you've hit on something that's very key in terms of organic being a big primary channel. Anything else in regards to selecting a vendor that you think could be helpful for somebody searching?
Sure. I would say, when you're looking for a vendor, you want somebody who's got a track record, a history of success with a business similar to yours. So we'd worked with a marketing vendor in the past who'd done very well in certain vertically focused MSPs, but they just couldn't do anything for us. They got basically no results for us because it was a dissimilar business. So I asked Jumpfactor on one of the early sales calls, what success have you had with businesses similar to us? We're not vertically targeted. We're focused on SMB. This is our client profile. This is our ideal client profile. They were able to, give me some references who had success, you know, with Jumpfactor, and so that was big for us. So similar businesses that have had success, and then the financial guarantee I think is a huge one. If they're willing to put their money where their mouth is, that demonstrates to me that they believe in their process, they believe in the people, and they're going to deliver the results that are promised.
Wonderful. Well, that's really great, and I think you shared some really good insights in terms of the impact of the leads, how to select a vendor, and really what the key criteria. So, Jeremy, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining today to share some of your insights. Always a pleasure to connect and catch up, and we look forward to keeping the charge moving and generating more leads for you guys.
Very good. Thank you, Zamir.
Thank you. Cheers.